Hi guys, some of you may know me as David Sage or David Soul Gardener. It is the 30th of October and I've just walked into Ford here in Preston. It's an interesting experience being a disabled member trying to collect your new car, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So brilliantly, the mobility scheme has offered the money or the down payment, and we collect our new automatic car with hand adaptations and things. A little bit questionable on customer care and disability awareness, but we'll look to see if that's going to improve. And I'll give you a video of the car and Jeanette, who's going to drive us back with it. So I'll speak to you all soon, guys. Hold this space, new car on the way. So I've just paid the £200 and there are my keys. Interesting customer care completely, and we'll talk more about that when I'm not here, but very grateful for the line of credit that I was able to get, to be able to pay the exact amount for the last bit of my deposit, and just been through the paperwork and signed everything away, and that all went through smoothly. So very, very grateful to my guides and angels that have been helping me get to this bit to complete it. And now the dealership are going to drive me back in the new car and pick up the old car. It's just really amazing, guys. Just none of this would have happened if I hadn't been led to 12-step program and gone through the recovery steps. And really, my life, my default self is really negative and really critical and not always positive. And whenever I'm God-centered or spiritually in a good place, it's a completely different world, and amazing things happen in synchronicity, and I have very little to do with it. And this car arriving right after I come back from the retreat is a classic case of that, because I wanted it weeks ago and it wouldn't have been right because I didn't have the money. And it's all come together, pardon me, beautiful timing. I'm really not sure about Ford's customer care. It's been a yo-yo experience, with really good feedback and communication to not so much, but I'll leave it there for now. Absolutely amazing.
Do you like it?
I do. Look at it. It's such a nice colour.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's even nicer in the sun.
Gosh, it's just
I wish I could have got the DS on the end, but we had to do it that way.
No, ST's quite good. I like that. Sage David.
At least you'll remember it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Just check where the snacks are.
Yeah.
Leave that paperwork on the back seat, David.
Okay.
Oh, so that's your board as well. Sorry, sweet.
Sorry, that's all right. So hi guys, we just got back in, and oh, I'm shaking a bit. Sorry, I'm quite tired after that. Talking and being demonstrated the car on the way back by Jeanette, who has been lovely, actually, lovely, showing me the different car and things, and it's been a really interesting and somewhat challenging experience going through the process of getting the car, getting the funding, and it was powerful in the sense of getting the funding, because I was quite unsure whether I would get it, and then because of some of the parameters in the boxes that you have to jump through to be awarded it, or be considered to be awarded it, and it came through really well. Full funding for the car and the down deposit, and waiting now to find out about the cost of the driving lessons. So just amazing freedom, new pair of legs. It is it is freedom in a very different way. And the process of going through and the different mindsets that I went through, like the impatience of wanting to get it here, then the frustration of not receiving emails or always very consistent communication or being kept in the loop and really where the process was up to. It's actually I got anxious, anxiety around it because of it, doing this for the first time. I'm 31 and I'm doing this for the first time. I've not got an experience to compare it to, and I've been fortunate that my parents and family members have done this area, this kind of stuff before, and have driven and looked after me in the car and things. So very different character building awareness and a wonderful way to receive love and kindness from others. Essentially people that pay taxes and things like that. You've helped buy my car today. You're helping me to be independent today. Those who have fundraised for the charity or mobility charities, you will directly, your kindness and your compassion and happiness and those loved ones that have created that experience for you to be aware of people who have disabilities, that has created this. That has manifested the opportunity for me to learn to drive. I'm really grateful, thank you. It's amazing how the world works. Just amazing. It's like the lady who drove me back, she was telling me about her sister-in-law who's disabled, and how that's one of the reasons why she does her job, because she has the awareness of the challenges of those who are physically, mentally disabled, like myself and others who'll be watching this. And we quite often are told, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you won't be able to manage this. And today I'm telling you that you can do this, you will manage it, because you can, and it will happen. If this is what you're meant to do and where you're meant to go, then you can and will do it. So don't doubt yourself, don't hold back. Follow the thought, have the dream, have the experience, share the experience. Follow the thought, have the dream, share the experience. So I have to admit that I probably wouldn't be doing this section of the video if it hadn't been for other people that I admire who really share the nitty-gritty of their experience of being autistic or being disabled. And one of those is Sarah Agnew Ornstein. It has not been on many occasions, really. I say that, but there have been quite a number of occasions where I've been degraded for the fact of being disabled. Actually, now that I say that, more are coming back to mind, where people talk over you. Does he take sugar? Scenario, the common joke, and you do as a disabled person get a thick skin to this, and sometimes it can become bitter, anger towards ignorance of other people, or the fear of other people not knowing or understanding how to communicate, or the ability of somebody that is disabled, or whatever's going on for that person in any particular place or time. And I've experienced this in different ways as a walking disabled person and as a physically now wheelchair-bound disabled person. And actually, it's not okay. It's not okay as a 31-year-old male, dressed as I am today, not that really clothes should define the character or a person's ability, to walk into a showroom and have 4 people walk past you. Even if they were disabled, mentally disabled, physically disabled, or able-bodied, it doesn't matter. When walking into that environment, you I think would generally accept, or I would accept, that it's a common courtesy to say hello, especially if you're in the workplace, especially if you are a salesman representing your business. A warm welcome, as I would give to somebody coming to an AA meeting or walking past a street, or even in the Kadampa retreat that I was on. You say hello to people, you smile, you acknowledge that they're present and that they are human. It's called common courtesy. And I do feel, actually, being disabled and experiencing many of the other extremes, that it makes you more aware to be kind, to have a kind heart and acknowledge people. A little bit of a rant here, sorry. So I am angry, a little hurt. It did sour the experience. To walk towards the desk which said care above it, to then have the two people talking, saw me, continued talking, and then turned their backs on me and carried on their conversation. Again, I actually don't think that's really very good customer service or appropriate to anybody. Further insult added to injury, as people spoke to the cat, my PA who was with me, and continued walking even though she went to reply, having ignored me who was walking in front of her. I know I'm lower down, but not to be looked over. And it's only when a gentleman was walking past me that I looked at all, I went, I'm here actually to pick up my new car. That then smiles went on the two faces by the desk, and the gentleman who was walking past me looked a little shocked that he was spoken to. Of which I think I introduced myself. I said, hello, I'm David, what's your name? Of which I know that his name was Johnny, and very kindly looked after me, showed me where to sit and brought me a drink, and continued that care on to make help me find the right person. Also checking that I was okay once sat with Jeanette, and followed that up by saying goodbye and congratulating me on getting my new car. So, customer care. My mind, I'm now trying to assess where I go with this. I'm actually hoping that my connection will guide me, and there is a bit of me that wants to go on a bit of a rant, and there's also a bit of me that's leaving out a section of fear of not wanting to be racist. But it was actually the gentleman who looked after me so well, as was of another ethnic origin. I'm not saying that bears any influence on anything at all, but I have actually, through my personal experience, have found people of other ethnic origins more mindful, more approachable, and more willing to be approached, or approach you, I mean. And I don't know if that's an understanding at a different level, but I'm really glad to Johnny, and I would like to say thank you to him, and for looking after me, and for valuing and validating the fact that I am a human being, and I was going to say needing care and attention, but I think that's a bit heavy. But I suppose wanting to facilitate and facilitate the needs and my requirements. Got a bit technical, got a bit nervous. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to Johnny, dude. You did awesome, and it was really, really kind, and it touched me that you came and said goodbye and congratulated me on my car when outside. So thanks, Johnny. Awesome. Jeanette very kindly brought me back and has taken my old car away, and so it brings a near completion to this transaction of the car experience before learning to drive. Though there's a dink in the car and there's some damage to the trimming, which we will follow up. I'd just like to say thank you to Kadampa Buddhism and my standing of the last 2 weeks, which has honed my eye to be able to find these things. And thank you to my autism, which means I'm very analytical on these things. The gifts there, guys, it's amazing. I have to say, it doesn't feel real yet. It is a car far above my expectations. And do you know what? Often when God brings these things are always above my expectations. Spirit, God, and the universe always knows what we need, and I'm really, really, I want to swear, grateful that they do. So don't doubt, babes, and dudettes out there. And there are other videos and some backlog of some stuff that I'm working through, some catch-ups for the CBD oil, some work that's changed with my Reiki since master attunement, some other skills that I've learned and some experiences that I've had while I was away that are bringing out to you all. And do you know what, guys? Thank you for sharing the journey with me. Thank you for joining me at different points. Thank you for your messages of kindness, your reaching out, having listened to some of my messages and saying, you know, David, I'm having problems with drinking or my depression, or I'd like to know about chakras, that you are valuing these videos and sharing them and liking them, because it is an immense pleasure and honour, and a deep, warming point, knowing that because I am not a brave person on my own. Might be hard to believe. This isn't me normally, always. Quite a frightened, quite an anxious person. It is through the experiences that God and the kindness of others that has generated who I am today, has educated me and has grown me into being able to do this. It is by working with Spirit and having a conscious contact with God that gives me the courage, the strength, the trust in that connection that this will be received as it needs to be received to any person that watches it. But when you guys reach out, and I know that it's not, I know, when you guys reach out, for whatever reason it is that's for you, it's done what it's meant to have done. That the courage that they bring me is helping you. You know, and if this doesn't resonate with you, then it tells you something beautiful. If this resonates with you, if you identify, if you connect, if you can see the pain, the stress, the joy, the excitement, the happiness, the exhilaration, then you're connecting, and I'm able to be of service. I am doing what I'm meant to be here to do, and that's be me. And I don't always get it right, guys. There are times at night when I am really worried and really frightened. I worry and doubt myself immensely. But all of what I do, all the solutions that have been brought to me, the writing, the reading, the books that I'm directed to, isn't me. The Reiki, all of it isn't me. It is that God aspect that's within me. It's what comes through me. Just a bit like a spectator on the journey, and it's a really cool journey. And I'm still learning to be in it, rather than worrying about the destination or how long I've got, or if I'll be able to do it. You know, this is me when I'm worrying, is what I think about, or less so now. But it used to be a limiter on things. So, Ford, customer care, it went so good today, guys. Not all of it. Some of it was good, and there were some redeeming factors. Would I recommend Ford? Comme si, comme ça. I would be honest, and say that Jeanette, the lady who looked after me and brought me back to the Sterling job, though there's sometimes been communication difficulties. I acknowledge that some of those could have been mine. And it was and has been as it was meant to be. A far bigger thing going on than just what I want. It's important to remember that. But as a disabled member of the public, was my experience a good one of walking into the showroom? And I've been in the showroom twice. Second visit, no, I'm afraid not, guys. Yeah, afraid not, guys. First visit, I had to seek out my own agent to help me. I went through the whole of the car showroom on my own. And the experiences in other showrooms, like Volkswagen and other places like that, they were spot on their wheelchair customer services. Room for improvement and definitely room for growth. So this is just one place on 2 occasions. Don't take my word for it. And if you've had a positive one, then ace, mate. It was what your experience was meant to be, and maybe this was what mine was meant to be, and the learning and the testing of my courage to share openly and honestly and stand up for myself and go, actually, I'm not impressed and it's not right. Not for me today. Maybe different tomorrow. But I still love them and care for them. I'm very grateful for how they have and will continue to help me to be independent. So yeah, take care. God bless. Have a safe 24. And remember, you're loved and you're awesome.